What's up, family? Trill here. We have some breaking news to share with you today. The Democrats and the Republicans recently agreed to passing the reconciliation bill. This is amazing. And when I say Republicans, I'm referring to Senator Joe Manchin, as on paper he is listed as a Democrat, but he has sided with the Republicans over the past several years. Also, does this new bill allow for more stimulus checks? Well, there is potential of checks coming soon. I'm going to explain to you exactly why in just a moment. But also, the GOP has recently blocked a new bill that supports our veterans of this country, those who have fought and put their lives and their families on the line to protect this country. And the GOP blocked this bill to support them. But anyways, guys, hey, let's go ahead and get into the video. But don't forget how much a simple press of the like button does for this video and for this channel. And also, I'm trying to reach 100,000 subscribers, guys, before the end of this year. So help a brother out, okay? If you could, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. And let's go ahead and jump into the video. Well, guys, sad to report that President Biden has tested positive again for COVID-19. This was after he had 2 negative tests last week, guys, but they just tested him again and the test ended up turning back around again. But the good news is that President Biden said even though he's tested positive again, he has no symptoms. So that is some good news, guys. And yes, he is very positive about the situation. And just a reminder that President Biden is 79 years old and he is still fighting for this country, although it's debatable whether or not he is doing a good job of it, but he is still the leader in chief in this country. And now he has to go ahead and isolate himself once again. We'll continue to keep him in our prayers in the meantime. But moving on, guys, hey, would you believe this particular story? The Republicans and the Democrats have now joined together to create a new political party. Apparently, they are tired of being a Republican or a Democrat, so now they are calling this new political party called Forward. Yes, this is an alternative for American voters, and it says right here, exclusive former Republicans and Democrats form a new third U.S. political party. Now, dozens of former Republican and Democratic officials announced on Wednesday this particular new national political third party to appeal to millions of voters that they say are dismayed with what they see as America being dysfunctional in regards to the two party systems, Republicans and Democrats. This particular new party called Forward, and whose creation was first reported by Reuters, will initially be co-chaired by former Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang and Christine Todd Whitman, the former Republican governor of New Jersey. Now, their hopes for this party will become a viable alternative to the Republican and the Democratic parties that dominate U.S. politics, founded members, which they told Reuters. Now, party leaders will hold a series of events in 24 cities this autumn to roll out its platform and attract support for this new party called Forward. They will host an official launch in Houston on September the 24th and the party's first national convention in a major U.S. city next summer. Again, guys, the new party is being formed by a merger of 3 political groups that have emerged in recent years as a reaction to America's increasingly polarized and gridlocked political system. The leaders cited a Gallup poll last year showing a record 2/3 of Americans believe a third party is actually needed. So guys, would you be willing to vote for this new party called Forward? And it is being led by Andrew Yang. So let me know down below in the comments section, guys. I'm curious to see if you will actually entertain this idea of a new political system, which I will say, with all of the shenanigans and the circus ran political things that have been going on over the past 6 years, I can definitely see why the need for a new third political system is being created at this time, guys. But let me know down below. Moving forward, guys, we do have some breaking news to talk about. Yes, recently, guys, this week, I believe it was Saturday, GOP senators blocked a bill that was set up to expand the actual care or health care for our veterans that have been exposed to toxins. It says that Republican lawmakers blocked passage of a bill in the U.S. Senate Wednesday that expand health care coverage for military veterans who were exposed to toxins and burn pits during their military service. All Democrats and 8 Republicans voted for the first class health Robinson honoring our act passed, but 55 yes votes fell short of the 60 that was needed to end a filibuster in the Senate. Now, the PACT Act, which the House passed earlier this month, would enable additional health care coverage for more than 3 million veterans who were exposed to toxic burn pits and Vietnam-era veterans exposed to the deadly herbicide Agent Orange. But Senator Pat Toomey said on Senate floor that he didn't support the bill because it would create $400 billion in unrelated spending, which he called a budgetary gimmick. My concern about this bill has nothing to do with the purpose of the bill, Toomey said. This budgetary gimmick is so unrelated to the actual veterans issue that has to do with the burn pits that it's not even in the House's version of this bill. Now, although Toomey urged his colleagues to immediately fix the issue, Senator John Tester accused Toomey of having a problem with supporting the country's veterans. So, yes, guys, they just declined to vote in favor of this bill that would provide more health care for these veterans who have suffered from these burn pits in our military, in which we have seen this before, guys, where the government is not standing behind their efforts, in which they told the military people that they would support them for the rest of their lives. And now some of our military people and veterans are suffering from their military service in this country, fighting for us Americans to be free in this country. And yes, guys, this has caused an actual battle between the comedian Jon Stewart and Senator Ted Cruz. They have been going against each other over the weekend on Twitter. And yes, guys, I want to show you this clip right here where Senator Ted Cruz is fist bumping his colleague after they blocked this bill that is going to support our veterans. Check it out. So yes, guys, as you can see, they are celebrating the blockage of this bill. So guys, that is very startling. But I do want to show you this other clip in which this is exactly what the comedian Jon Stewart, which is an activist who is fighting right now for this particular matter. He is definitely furious about the blockage of this bill for our veterans. Check it out.
I'm used to the lies. I'm used to the hypocrisy. I'm used to the cowardice. I've been here a long time. Senate's where accountability goes to die. These people don't care. I'm used to all of it, but I am not used to the cruelty. Cowards, all of them. Cowards, all of them. They haven't met a war they won't sign up for, and they haven't met a veteran they won't screw over. What the are we? This is an embarrassment to the Senate, to the country, to the founders, and all that they profess to hold dear. And if this is America first, then America is
So yes, guys, as you can see, Jon Stewart is completely furious about the situation, and he is going to war with Ted Cruz for rejecting this particular veterans bill. Now, guys, I don't know how you feel about this, but from paper, it sounds like this bill was strictly for supporting our veterans, which I believe that we should be doing, right? But according to what Ted Cruz is saying, he's saying that some of this money, or this $400 million, is not necessarily for the veterans. It is for something else, but he didn't give specifics as to why. So again, guys, hey, you guys need to hold the GOP accountable for passing such legislation that is going to support our veterans. They need it, guys. They have fought in this country for many, many years, and we need to support them with being affected by these toxic burns from these burn pits. Wouldn't you guys agree? Comment down below and let me know, guys. But moving forward, guys, hey, we do want to talk about this new reconciliation bill that was just passed or agreed to. And this article talks about how Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Chuck Schumer were able to pass this miracle of a bill. Yes, it says that the monthly long standoff between Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Joe Manchin ended on Wednesday when they reached a historic deal on the deficit reduction and Affordable Care Act extension, drug price reductions, climate and clean energy investments to provide energy security and expedited full spectrum energy permitting reform. Now, the Democratic Party and perhaps the world can breathe more easily once again by some miracle of a twisted turns and backflips. Chuck Schumer and Joe Manchin and President Biden and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi are on the same page and seem committed to a new equilibrium on climate and energy security that has been elusive and inflaming the anxieties of those watching a disappearing Lake Mead. Yes, guys, they were ended up able to come to an agreement on this new reconciliation bill. And guys, we have been waiting for this for such a long time. This is going to be huge for America, according to some. Yes, it says that, look, how do we get there? Media headlines refer to a major reversal by Joe Manchin, which I will remind you guys, he has been consistently with voting against this particular bill since last year, guys. It has been over a year now. And finally, they were able to convince him to get on board with his other colleagues, you know, the ones in the Democratic Party. Well, that is exactly what happened this past Wednesday, in which they announced this particular deal. And it is a whopper, guys. It is a whopper. This particular bill is going to be huge, like I said, and the bill is called Inflation Reduction Act. Now, exactly what's in this new bill? Yes, number one, it is aimed at lowering costs for Americans. And yes, guys, I will say that dealing with the pandemic and now we are dealing with the potential of entering into a recession, we definitely need to do something about lowering the costs for all Americans. Yes, it says in a deal to raise $800 billion in the coming decade for everything from fighting climate change and extending Obamacare, it's projected to bring down the deficit to boot. Yes, Senator Chuck Schumer and Joe Manchin surprised the world on July the 27th when they announced this new deal on the table. The compromise comes after President Biden's expansive Build Back Better plan stalled in Congress and appeared to be dead back in December. But now they have reached back again and tried to pull out a rabbit out of the hat, and they have done so, guys. Now notice, guys, this doesn't necessarily talk about some new stimulus checks for the American people. But guys, I want to remind you guys that previously, when they passed the previous 3 stimulus bills, initially when they introduced the bills, they did not include stimulus checks at all. However, when they got close to the finishing, the renegotiating of the bill, you know, figuring out the language of the bill, that's when they added the stimulus checks into the bill. So don't necessarily count out the option of this reconciliation deal, including some more stimulus checks, a 4th stimulus check to be exact, guys. Whether or not this particular new stimulus check will be between $1,200 and $1,500, we still don't know. However, once they finish the negotiations of this deal, we could see more talks being injected in the conversation in regards to providing Americans with another stimulus check. And what a perfect way, guys. And that is because they are talking about the new recession, which is planning on hitting around 2023, which is probably the time when the reconciliation deal is going to get negotiated and figure out how they're going to pass the bill as well. So, yes, if we do, in fact, enter into this new recession, economics are weighing in that, yes, we will probably see another stimulus check. And that is because in the past history, guys, that's all we have to go by. Past history has showed us that anytime that we were in a recession, that is when the government stepped up and provided some form of stimulus relief aid, some form of stimulus checks. So, yes, guys, that is just more confirmation that we could see another 4th stimulus check in our future. Now, probably, guys, let's be honest, it's probably not going to happen until early 2023, but still, the Americans need another form of stimulus relief aid, especially as we are dealing with the inflation increases at this time. But also, guys, in regards to the reconciliation bill, we still have to deal with one other senator, and that is Senator Christine Sinema. She has already indicated that she may want to cause some havoc in regards to the new Schumer and Manchin deal that's on the table. So, guys, the Democrats are not out of the water just yet. They still have to deal with Senator Christine Sinema, and right now the Democrats are waiting to see exactly what she has to say about this deal, because they probably want to go ahead and get her support on the deal rather than not. So they are trying to figure out what she wants to be included or to be removed from the deal before they have her full support of this deal. And yes, in efforts of that, guys, President Biden is now urging the Democrats to quickly pass the Manchin and Schumer's climate and economic deal. He says, look, you guys in Congress and lawmakers need to go ahead and pass it for America. So yes, guys, that is exactly what we have today. But anyways, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. But anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.